Hey, you random stranger. I hope you've been doing well and that you are mentally prepared for more Houseki no Kuni. This reading, we're going to be finishing off volume 7, where we now have a Phos who is proper integrated with LaPhos and who can now legitimately claim to possess a big brain. I don't really fully understand yet the exact mechanics by which LaPhos gave or gifted Phos their intellect. Likely the dreams that Phos was having were a representation of Phos's inclusions adapting to LaPhos's in full. But beyond that, the conversations that we were treated to in those dreams revealed a lot about LaPhos's character and also their superior powers of logical reasoning. They showed that LaPhos will be critical to one, motivating Phos to actually continue their investigation into the truth in order to find out what happened to the gems who were taken and to find a way to bring them back, but also two, critical in supplying Phos with the intellectual firepower to do so. Like Yohane Tsushima wrote in the comments, it's interesting to notice how in the previous volume, Phos was trying not to focus on Sensei's relationship with the Lunarians, while here, LaPhos made them think about it again. Yeah, that is why I like LaPhos so much. It had to be LaPhos's head that Phos got for this journey of enlightenment to continue, not just because of the treasure tower symbolism, but also because it did feel like Phos was well on the way to accepting that whatever strange relationship Sensei has with the Lunarians, that uncovering that is not worth the disruption it would potentially cause to their family dynamics and also the basically the entire social fabric from which every gem gets their life's purpose. So Phos, I feel, really was starting to adopt the stance of all the other gems who also are aware of this uncomfortable familiarity that Sensei has with Lunarians, but who choose not to do anything about it. But LaPhos has that insatiable drive of a true knowledge seeker where once you put the pieces of the puzzle in front of them, they just have to chase them until their final conclusion, which is why it was fascinating when LaPhos was picking through Phos's memories, trying to find the ones of Ventricosis' story, you know, the old tale, and was like, well, with your intact memories and with my inclusions, we'll now be able to get closer to finding the truth out about this war and behind what's happening to our gem brothers. A quick note on the blobby dark brown things that are on the cover of volume 7 and that appear in Phos's dreams. Barry McKokiner had an interesting theory about what those might be. So it might represent either corruption, confusion, or just Phos being untidy and messy with their thoughts. In the panels with Phos meeting LaPhos, after LaPhos rebuilds Phos, the blobby black stuff recedes behind Phos and they enter the more flat white ground where LaPhos looks for fragments of memories. Yeah, I could definitely get on board with that theory, especially because, LaPhos does find the good remnants of Phos's memories about the tale away from the blobby stuff, and it fits in also with what LaPhos was saying about Phos's thinking being too surfacey and just not sharp enough. There were also a few great comments about Cairngorm. First off, thank you to Shodan1 for pointing out. So when Cairngorm was offering their head up instead of LaPhos's, they were actually making a move to break their own head off right then and there, which explains why Sensei leapt forward to try and stop them from doing that, and probably just accidentally broke Cairngorm's arm off. So he's not mad. He was just preventing Cairngorm from enacting self-harm. So yeah, I do feel like I owe Sensei an apology, at least in this case, because I'd missed that detail and I was super confused as to why he would just suddenly break Cairngorm's arm off. This is definitely not my first apology to Sensei, and I have a feeling that there's gonna be moments later on when I, enact the Sensei sus mode and probably have to apologize then too. Queen X Firefly also wrote about some curious and quite sad parallels between Cairngorm and Phos. They wrote, in a way, I think it's sad for both Cairngorm and Phos. They happen to be paired up and have parallel problems with each other. At first, Cairngorm looks a lot like Antark, and now they have the winter outfit and job Antark once had, along with a weapon. Now Phos literally wears the head of lapis lazuli with their habits and intellect, making it hard for Cairngorm as well. They are perfectly an imperfect pair. And I really like that last summary line because it made me think about the striking circularity in what's happening with those two. Because yes, Cairngorm looking eerily similar to Antark was the first moment really where Phos absolutely lost their head, lost it figuratively, and was overcome with this primal need to protect the other gems. And I feel really that was the start of their breakdown. I mean, it's a breakdown that's been ongoing or has been playing before our eyes since the very start of the series, but it's just, I feel, speaking to Cairngorm as though they were Antark was a real inflection point. And now, on the flip side, we have Phos taking on Lapis's head and habits, as Queen X Firefly mentioned, and that is definitely also doing Cairngorm's head in. There was a moment in the last chapter when Phos has landed on the Lunarian that they're fighting and is being overwhelmed by all of this new information that Lapis's brain is processing. And initially I had thought, oh, Phos is going to be less brash now in battle, now that they have Lapis's cool thinking to get them through. But no, actually, funnily enough, while Phos doesn't think enough in battle, Lapis thinks too much. And that was the reason why they were taken to the moon, because they just weren't focused on the fight enough. And so Cairngorm has to be worried either way, whether it's Lapis or Phos, and now they're just one gem. And so, yeah, just Cairngorm is just in for a lot of a lot of pain. Speaking of getting used to the idea of Phos having fused with Lapis's head, I was reflecting on where we are at this point in the story, and a comment from 4QNE Law 1 was a perfect summary of what I'm feeling right now. So from this point forward is where you'll start feeling all these very, very subtle changes and shifts in basically every action that happens and every thought Phos has in comparison to before. As the chapters pile on and then hit like a truck, once you stop at a certain point to gather some thoughts and ask, wait, how the heck did we ever get to this? Yeah, I'm very much feeling the truck's impact. I just didn't realize though how often those shocking moments are happening, and especially after having started reading the chapters where the anime finished. So I am looking forward to these next few chapters because I've always been fascinated with the origin story, which we've gotten drips and drabs of, but only really from Ventricosis's telling of it and also Phos's interpretation of it, which is really not much. So having Lapis's eyes and their brain picking through the story, I'm sure will be quite the ride. So with that being said, we are going to jump right into chapter 49, On the Trail. Well, immediately there's just this sense of deja vu from the first time that Phos ventured out into the open sea with ventricosis. And again, now we have something speaking to Phos, this coral looking piece of thing, which again, probably only Phos can understand, because just after they were absorbed by ventricosis, they can somehow hear things in the sea, including the ice floes. So let me just, look back a few panels. Right. Well, this piece of coral was very helpful in offering Phos the missing piece of LaPhos's hair. Okay, here we go. Chapter 49. Also, what do I feel about Phos's hair now that it is once again kind of short and kind of Antark looking as well, I gotta say. But yeah, I don't know, I kind of liked the ponytail, but this probably is better for Cairngorm mentally. What are they doing? Oh, they're trying to move it, tip it over, doing some coral tipping. Is someone there? Oh, I really like that panel, the bottom left one, with Phos just staring out into the darkness of the deep sea and the rays of sun coming down. Yeah? Oh no, that's Cairngorm. That's Cairngorm. I was like, oh, Antark. It's so... how similar they're all starting to become is kind of eerie as well. Just messes with your mind a bit, doesn't it? Smash. Oh, you found it. Yeah, and the uniform as well, it's kind of doing my head in a bit. Someone gave it to me, I think. Huh? Please, please, pretty please. Wait, who's that? Oh, is that Morga? Just a little tiny bit. I just want to shave some off of the ends, that's all. What? Oh, that's Red Beryl, sorry. It's getting a bit hard to separate out the gems now. And then Foster's hair will be perfect. And I said no. It's true that usually the hair isn't very important, but Foster's composition is ridiculously complex right now. True. And especially because after what LaPhos said about hiding certain inclusions, certain specific inclusions in their head, probably don't want to, shave off any bits for now. Not that the other gems know about that, but there was someone there. There had to be. Please don't literally change the balance any more than necessary. There's no telling what could happen. Rutil being, playing the role of responsible doctor for once. But if I don't even out the ends, it'll be so gross. I won't be able to sleep. I know someone said, you'll get used to it soon enough. See, now it's closer to Phos's old look. Can't you be happy with that? Rutil dealing with all these younger... I don't know if Rutil is younger or older than Red Beryl. But, Red Beryl also doing the Lord's work, worrying about the critical things like external appearances and all that. Hair, and handed it to me, and Phos just completely not with it, not caring what's happened around them. Are you sure it wasn't another one of your trippy hallucinations? And LaPhos's head has changed them from illusions to reality? Oh, that's how you see it, huh? Oh, so Phos has told them about these visions that they've been having of LaPhos. 100 years ago. I think I went into the ocean with someone. Do either of you remember that? Deep thought. 100 years ago. Oh, I didn't make you any cute pajamas. Oh man. You can tell that Red Barrel's brain, or really, I think most of the gems' brains are filled with the one thing that they've chosen to become their life's work. It's really quite something. Rutil's not having any of this. Oh no, I'm such ditz. 100 whole years and I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. I do have a design and it's super cute. But it was also hectic with you going to the ocean and you losing your legs and getting new ones. That's an important point. Oh yeah, that did happen. Oh my goodness. Ironically, it's sort of reflects Phos and LaPhos and their working relationship, right? Like Phos has all of these different things happen to them, or Phos has had all these things happen to them, and before LaPhos came along, they just had no hope of sort of piecing together all of the different bits and making sense of them and doing analysis on them. But now, it's not that you don't have enough. What's that saying? It's like, it's not that you don't have enough data, it's that you have too much data but not enough information. So LaPhos is helping Phos translate the data into actual useful information. Hey, that's cheating. 100 years ago. 100 years ago. 10 days since Phos's transplant. No sign of awakening, no changes in the head, no symptoms of any kind. I love that they have a diary. I believe the odds of recovery are slim, but there's one thought I just can't shake. On the small chance this succeeds, then I will have to consider the option of using pieces of other gems in the convalescent center for Padparaj's operations. It's always back to Padpa. This is no more than a theoretical possibility, but I'll prepare an application to submit to Sensei just in case. Even if there are complications, a strong heart that won't break under the pressure of a forced transplant could. That's not it. That's from the head transplant. You think about that stuff? Scary. A dangerous thought process. I don't know how to feel about that. First of all, because, obviously everything comes back to fixing Padpa. Partly because Padpa was so close to Rutil, but also because Rutil is obsessed with this one project that they haven't succeeded on, this one medical experiment. And yeah, I do have to agree with Red Barrel and Phos. It is sort of scary that they considered doing the same forced transplant onto Padpa. Because again, like Phos is sort of an outlier in terms of how resilient their inclusions are and how adaptable they are, so I don't know if it would work as well. Oh, I remember now. You had an agatized shell with you from some reason, or for some reason. There might be a typo there. And I replaced your legs with that. You said they were a gift. Oh, from that slug. Huh? That was a shocking event. I'll never forget it, says the gem who forgot it. Yes. And according to this logbook, I love this reenactment of ventricosis. You were eaten by a giant snail dropped by the Lunarians, but my extraordinary medical skills restored you. But after the operation, you started talking to the snail, which had become a little slug and ran off all alone to the ocean without permission and lost your legs. No! Is that Yuke and Jade? Please, I've heard enough. Spare me. It hurts me to hear how much of an idiot I was. I wasn't even reliably stupid. I'm too smart now. I can't take it. Oh my goodness. Not only is LaPhos helping Phos analyze the details and the memories that they have managed to retain, they're also reanalyzing all of Phos's own past actions, and the conclusion from it is that Phos was incredibly idiotic. Oh, this is great. A slug, huh? Oh, it's a little late for that. A slug, huh? I don't remember that. The log emphasizes how much you brought it on yourself. Well, well. It looks like the first one to find you when you came back from the ocean was Cinnabar. Says so right here. dot 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 dot. Cinnabar. Why when it comes to Cinnabar they're just all so lost for words and at a loss as to what to do? Huh? Oh no, not again. Oh, they're like Phos again, not remembering who Cinnabar is. That upsets me a bit. And I don't know why. Like, well, I mean, okay, Phos has lost a lot of the contours, a lot of their memories, but with Cinnabar, it feels like they don't even have the contours. They have to be reminded before they can even, think of this gem that's called Cinnabar. I don't know. It's weird. No, I remember. If you say it 3 times, it means the opposite of what you're saying. It's okay. I have to go see Cinnabar. Oh man, we haven't seen Cinnabar for such a long time. And they're still in that same position, in that broken up mountain side. I have missed Cinnabar. Hello. Guess who? Here's your hint. A giant idiot who lost even a head. That's right. I mean, they gave it their best shot at making a friendly entrance. I'll get right to the point. I haven't managed to find any information that would get you to help me. You got your head taken, and it's been 102 years. At least you remember the stupid stuff. I won't forget anything about you. Isn't that... doubtful. All I have is a feeling that I can get you to help me. I can't work with the feeling. Cinema just being so incisive and so sharp, so blunt. LaPhos could probably work with that, I think. Actually, LaPhos and Cinema, I feel, would get along really well in terms of, well, one, their intelligence levels. And just, like, Cinema has the critical thinking, it's just they're so immersed in their own suffering and their inability to contribute, so-called, to society. This is going to be interesting. I know. I'm working on sorting out my memories of the past. I want to know about when I went to the ocean 102 years ago. They tell me you were the first one to find me after I lost my legs. I want you to tell me more about it. Here's LaPhos's investigation skills coming to the fore. Is Cinnabar just stunned at the intellectual lucidity with which Phos is speaking? I wasn't looking for you. You just washed up on my beach. I wasn't looking for you, just to make that clear. There was a bowl that had the agate shells and a piece of your face. That's all. I don't know anything that happened before or after that, and I don't care. I see, thank you. And one more thing. Do slugs live more than 100 years? Oh my goodness, this is bringing back so many memories of when Cinnabar helped Daya figure out that Phos was still stuck in the snail shell. They know about this stuff. They know stuff. I doubt it. Animals don't live that long. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Oh, is Ventricosus possibly dead now? I kind of assumed that they lived for a lot longer. Back then, you would have been reporting everything to Sensei, including what you learned in the ocean. You should ask Sensei. That's a little too difficult, don't you think? Could I really get any answers? Wait. Maybe now I'll be able to detect something that I wouldn't have picked up on before. Okay, I'll give it a try. Oh, I don't know. I mean, is LaPhos... Maybe Phos would go to Sensei and ask straight up the questions that have been bothering them, but LaPhos, I don't know. Like, wouldn't LaPhos also have a kind of caution to approaching Sensei? I don't know. Thank you. The idiot actually figured out what I was trying to say. Is that because of LaPhos? Yes. The school's this way. I was just so lost in thought. That is also LaPhos, I have a feel. Oh man, they're actually gonna ask Sensei. Hey Phos, what's up? It's yellow. Oh, what is that? Oh, that look. The conversation we had that evening, 103 years and 183 days ago. Yes, I remember. Wow. Well, you know that Sensei has an amazing memory. That's how Sensei, I don't remember a word of it. I'll give you a general idea of the context. You had gained more leg strength from the agate, and you wanted me to send you to battle. So I gave you a light sword, and I ordered you to assist Amethyst. Then, you gave me a report on the ocean. You said, the ocean is big and vast. That is all that Phos was able to say, right? Oh, God, I'm gonna have to look back. I think it was like volume 2. Is that all? You had lost your legs and with them a third of your body. At the time, you remembered almost nothing. I told you to report more as your memory permitted, and there have been no further developments to this day. I'm so sorry. Was I that dim-witted? That's pretty serious. Was it that bad? Really? I went to the ocean and lost my legs, and that's all? You were dim-witted. Retail finally able to enjoy the sight of Phos admitting or knowing that there intelligence is probably a little bit subpar. Well, considering who you were back then, that sounds about right. And Yellow Diamond just being, it's okay. That's just who you were. I love them. Okay, so they didn't get much from Sensei either. He definitely knows something about what's out there in the ocean, that he's just not giving up anything easily. It's no use. The only thing I learned from that interview is how dim-witted I was. It really is hard to ask Sensei questions. If I were to list the things from that discussion, that could maybe even possibly be considered suspicious. Oh, so I'm not crazy for getting this feeling that Sensei is sus? Wait, what did Sensei say again? Okay, wait. General idea, almost nothing. There's something about those two vague phrasings and that pause. But if I ask why and the answer is, it was 103 years ago, that's that. If I start prodding for details and make it more obvious that I have my suspicions, Sensei might get wary. That will be a disadvantage in the long run. And looking at Yellow and Rutiel's reactions, nothing seemed out of place. Oh my goodness, I love how they were just reading the room and everyone in it. Sorry, I just have to go back to how that conversation went. Oh yeah, so he said I'll give you a general idea of the context. And then there have been no further developments. Oh, come on, LaPhos. I'm so rooting for LaPhos on this. To sum it up, the most natural and plausible theory I have right now is that I heard an old story from a slug in the distant sea. What would I talk to a slug about? There's no way to know that. And the slug is probably no longer alive. Wow, I'm stuck. Bother. I just don't know what to do. I don't suppose there's any possibility LaPhos was just making stuff up. It's gone. We can't find it. Wait a minute. What are those outfits? They have bathing suits now? Oh, right, my LaPhos's hair. That's okay, I'm sure it drifted off and is long gone. No, there's just one more lock. Red Beryl made these underwater search costumes for us, so we'll keep looking until we find it. Red just wants to make clothes. To be young and naive about, the different motivations of all the different gems. Go on, Cairngorm, tell them. Come on. Cairngorm? Oh, because they must be just exhausted from, I guess, winter duty before, and they didn't really get to rest then. I guess I'll look too. Go. Those two are so cute. I hope nothing happens to them. And as soon as I say that, something bad is definitely going to happen to those two babies. If I want to get any more answers out of Sensei, I'm going to need something that'll really rattle those defenses. Oh man, it's really interesting seeing how LaPhos does have Sensei at a cautionary distance and is really in tune with all of the different signs that he's giving off. Signs that all the other gems obviously are completely oblivious to. But Oh. Oh no. It's a double? No, a triple. I've never seen that before. We've heard that so many times at this stage. It's never a good sign. And it's oddly small and high off the ground. We'll go report it once it's fully manifested. Right. Are they dropping something else? What is that? It's like a big piece of cloth with something inside. Is that a gem? Oh no. End of chapter 49 on the trail. Wait a second. Who is that? Does that look like any gem that we've met before? I don't know. The hair kind of looks like yellows. Oh my goodness. Okay. Chapter 50. The Doctor. Wait, only that's Rutiel, isn't it? Unless this thing, this apparition, is a doctor. Okay, let's keep going. This is bad. This is so bad. Oh my god, the deformity, like the unshapeliness of the face. It's almost like a really shoddy imitation made by the Larinarians of what a gem is meant to be like, but it's just been so distorted. Gosh, Bort. Zircon, go get Sensei. Oh no. Bort! If Bort gets taken this chapter, okay, back to the splashing around on the beach, having a grand old time. Let me see, just hold on. It's so cute. That's an unusual little jellyfish. Wait a second. Is that really a jellyfish, or is that... I found it in the coral. Let's go ask Sensei to name it. Yeah. Wait, isn't that possibly the thing that spoke to Phos from inside the coral? Still no sign of that hair. Okay. Sweet. Oh, they're just recreating a model of the Lunarian's neck. You've been doing that all day. Why? Oh, look at Cairngorm's face. It's like, you can tell me. It's okay. There were holes in the Lunarian's necks. I heard sounds coming from them and I thought it might be communication, so I'm trying to recreate them. Lunarian communication. You're still on that? Sorry. Why are they apologizing? When I had one by the neck, I thought I heard a voice. But, well, see, they remember that, but not Cinnabar. But it might have just been because I was covering the holes. If I can make the same sound, it might help me learn something. Oh, kind of like a, oddly enough, a woodwind instrument, like the flute. You're really stuck on this talking to the Lunarians thing. What are you going to do when you figure it out? Are you going to try and talk them into letting you join them? How... Isn't it amazing that Cairngorm can ask them so casually, oh, are you thinking of switching sides in this war that we've been fighting for thousands of years? Unless they're joking, but I don't feel like Cairngorm jokes much. No, that's not something I've thought about. Phos, Cairngorm. Oh, this is, I don't, it feels a little bit dangerous, but also with Cairngorm, I feel like, one, they've sworn to protect Phos, and also doubly on top of that, they do have LaPhos's parts integrated with them now, and so, and given how much they loved LaPhos, and they probably knew about LaPhos's, tendency to investigate, yeah, they're probably okay with Phos being like this and sort of trying to get closer to the Lunarians. I don't know, but it also might bite them in the butt one day. Like, they might just be like, oh, this is going too far, I've got to tell Sensei. We have an anomaly. It's a triple. A triple? Seriously? I'm on my way to report to Sensei. Bort stayed behind to keep an eye on it. Some backup would be helpful. It's spooky. It doesn't move at all. Just this silent standoff between Bort and whatever that is. Bort, what do you think? They're so cool though. Bort undeniably has this, just unflappable battle nature to them. Yeah, they're just standing there. I don't know, they're wearing something that looks, I'm sure Red Barrel would have something to say about, how that robe has been designed. The only thing it has in common with the other Lunarians is that it's white. Does it move? It stood up when it was dropped here, but nothing since then. Does it speak? No. Did you talk to it? I did. What did you say? What are you? Oh, okay. I was expecting Bort to be like, I don't know what I was expecting. Something more combative. Does it kind of look like Rutiel to you? Oh my goodness, so it is a replica of Rutiel. Yes. If I had to say, it looks more like us than a Lunarian. There's Sensei. Oh my goodness. What's happening? Oh, he's shocked. Oh, and LaPhos picked up on that. Oh man, they're so good at reading facial expressions, like all these little micro ticks. That's great. Man, he is. It's definitely. I don't know if that's recognition or what, or that he's surprised that the Lunarians could pull something like this off. Doctor. A fake. How do they, which part of that resembles Rutiel though? Is it the clothes and, well, I don't know about the hair because Rutiel tends to always tie it back. So he's reaching out to give them a head pat. Oh no, no. It's a fist to the face instead. What? He smashed it and then what are those? Oh, it's like the black sunspot bits just splurging out. So on the outside it was white, but then, oh, I don't know. It's so weird. Phos. Kill it. Why me? Fine, Bort. Cairngorm. I don't care. Why don't you... I can't destroy this one. Alright. if you tell us what it is. Oh my gosh, Phos. Negotiating with Sensei in the middle of what seems to be a pretty serious emergency situation. Oh no. Oh no, don't fight, guys. But okay, maybe Bot's gonna be so surprised that they'll just put the katana away and it's all gonna be good. Wait, what happened? Oh, okay, so Phos got to it first. Oh, look at those the swirls. It kind of looks like, well, I guess the rings of a really old tree. So many different layers. Okay, so it just evaporates like kind of like the old school Lunarians. Sensei, what was it? I don't know. Oh my god. Ugh. You can't react to that thing in that way. Like, oh, I can't destroy this one. And then be like, oh, I don't know what that was. At least, I don't know, man. How can the other gems not see that this is so weird and dodgy? I mean, okay, just to clarify my thoughts about Sensei, I do think that he has the best of intentions and that he is doing everything he can for the best of the gems, but there's also a lot of history and past with the Lunarians that he's covering up for the sake of, I don't know, preserving this neat narrative that they all live with, which is it's the Lunarians versus us. That's it. Like, that's simple. That's what our survival is based on. That's all you really need to know. When there actually is so much more to that, and the cause of why they're in this perpetual war. And he's probably done a lot of things that he doesn't want his kids to know that he's done too with the Lunarians. Oh my goodness. Wait, did I skip anything? Nope. You're lying. I can't take it anymore. That sloppy way you have avoiding questions, it doesn't work on me anymore. You did the same thing with the big fuzzy. The big fuzzy. Oh, shit. You remember, you called it by name, like you knew it. It's hazy, but I definitely remember that. They closely resemble things I knew that once lived on this planet. Oh. Was Sensei here before the 6 moons thing happened? So he was on original Earth? But there is nothing to give me definitive proof that they are those things. The Lunarians may have created them or brought them here from somewhere else. Even I don't know for certain. Ergo, the only answer I can give you is I don't know. Then who is this doctor that once lived here? I cannot answer that question. Is not making it easy, is he? But he is making sense, that even though he seems to have this close relationship with Lunarians, it's only because the forms that they've taken are, replicas of things that he once loved or knew. And so it's not really that he's close to the Lunarians, it's just that he can't get past the fact that they look exactly like those things. Okay, I can see that. Your suspicions are well founded. I'm sure it would be harder for you not to harbor some doubt. I understand all of that. But I cannot answer you. I am sorry. Nevertheless, I love you all. Oh, they're all there? Oh, and did they all just see Phos yelling at Sensei like that? I don't know how that's gonna disrupt their relationships. Because they all love Sensei very, very much. And to see Phos accuse him of lying and of having such close supposed relationships with the Linearians, I don't know, is it gonna make them start suspecting Phos and just start drawing some lines there? I hope not. So he did the whole I understand where you're from, but I still can't tell you anything. Oh my goodness, I'm not convinced. I thought that was it. But okay, it feels like this confrontation is gonna escalate. The Linearians drop something on us, and not only can you not attack it, but you almost know what it is. But you can't tell us what's the big idea. It's as I explained. I myself am in the middle of my own ongoing investigation concerning their origins, why they appear, and so forth. And then I'll investigate with you, so give me some info on this doctor. Doctor is a general term for an individual with vast knowledge in a particular field. I know that. I want you to share some of your intel on that thing that the rest of us never saw before. I cannot disclose that. Your physical and mental well-being come first. Ironically, he's probably, that's probably true for 99% of the gems. Like, whatever he's hiding, obviously it's something very disturbing, and that would probably cause the gems to really worry, and maybe even, he's preventing them from like seeking out the Lunarians or whatever, trying to go to the moon, God forbid. But with Phos and, Phos LaPhos, it's like this not knowing causes way more damage than the actual concealing of the truth. They're just built differently, and they just want to know. Otherwise, their suspicions keep growing until they drive themselves crazy. Oh man, okay, I need a drink. What do you mean, well-being? That fuzzy, whatever you called it, attacked us. It clearly had the ability to discern between friend and foe. I know it did. I think. And you were totally freaking out at that last encounter. I can't trust you anymore, Sensei. Oh dear. Oh my. Ugh, you're so self-assured, and here I am throwing away everything I so carefully and sneakily worked for. Yeah, oh man, it's like they had all these pieces, right? And they'd sort of kept it all to themselves in the hopes of finding out even more evidence that would indisputably give them some sort of conclusion as to what Sensei's relationship with the Linearians is. But now they're just sort of laying out all their cards, and they still don't really have a conclusion backed up by enough evidence, and Sensei's not giving an inch. That's tough. Funnily, that Sensei is talking about mental well-being. Okay, lights out. You only just got your head put on. Go get some sleep and recuperate. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh my. He's doing the whole Calm down. You're just tired. It'll all blow over soon tomorrow. Ah, there you go again. Don't try and wrap me up in your boundless love. I'm so confused. Lights out. Did you learn anything? What the? Is that? Oh, sorry. For a second, I thought it was another Linnarian that was dropped, but that is just Cairngorm in a real fancy dress. I mean, Cairngorm scrubs up real well. Those are fancy. Where'd you get them? My usual pajamas aren't dry yet. I got nothing. Wait, so those are PJs? Wow, okay. Paparacha told me to be careful. Oh, that's right, Papa. And those real wise words of advice. To tiptoe real carefully. And I was, but I blew it all. Instead, I tried to confront Sensei with LaPhos's smarts. But that sentimental clod didn't even get mad. It's actually much more scarier that Sensei never gets mad at these outbursts. Probably drives Phos more crazy than if he did. Well, that figures. Sensei probably knows something about the Linnarians that we don't. Everybody's thought that. And I suspect you're not the first to take a hack at it. Surely some gem has tried it before. I wonder who. Sensei is used to being mistrusted. I wish I could take it all back. No one would blame you. I love their developing relationship, like this trust that they have with each other. Yeah, sure, it was all started because, Ghost told or made Cairngorm promise to protect Phos, and then Phos got LaPhos's head. But I feel like they're, establishing a legitimate, trusting friendship here. Like Phos and Cairngorm, as Phos and Cairngorm. Mummy! I squeak. Wow. What? What is happening? Oh, is it this little slug that Goshen and Morga found? When you changed it into cute pajamas, did you start using a cute voice to go with a new look? What are you talking about? Help me! End of chapter 50. Who is its mummy? Is it calling out to Phos because it can sense that Phos has part of the agate in them? But the agate was from, it wasn't from ventricosis, it was from their brother, right? I forgot their name. I'll have to look up again, but... Oh, interesting. Maybe the slug can just detect that something with its own attributes is near, and so that's why they just latched onto it. Chapter 51, Legend. Oh, Gua. No, stop. Insolence, rude, shoo. I am the ruler of the Admirables. Gua. What is happening? No, this isn't happening. Stupid. Who is that slug talking to? The other? there are the other slugs? I don't know. An unfamiliar mollusk is talking. Filthy pervert. I said don't touch me. Wait. What? Is it repeating phrases that it's heard before? Ah, that's the thing Goshen and Morga picked up, isn't it? Yeek. Thank you ever so much. See, it talked. You're in a bad shape. Gasp. Oh, wait. Are you the talking slug? But you have legs, so you're not a slug. If anything, you're more like a sea slug. You can understand me. That means... You're the legendary gem who freed my ancestors from the Lunarians. The great Phos Poppy Lickalick. I mean, you know, it's been a few generations, so the names probably got a little bit muddled up. And they probably have like oral tradition and all of that. Oh, this is amazing. So Phos is the legend that this chapter speaks of. The legendary gem who freed my ancestors from the Lunarians. That's right, because, well, it was, God, I can't remember the other name of the other slug, like Ventricosus's brother, but wasn't it him that defeated the Lunarian after he woke up? Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to read through that scene again. But yeah, Phos did help. Ah, yes, communication errors. They happen all the time. It's really talking up a storm. What's it saying? It's saying lick a lick. Oh, those legs. I knew it. This is what I smelled in the ocean yesterday. These legs, they stink. Stink, I say. Yep, it was the agate shell legs. Without a doubt, these legs came from Ancestral Highness Achilliadis's shell. Achilliadis. Okay, Achilliadis. The legends tell of a more unintelligent, happy-go-lucky, air-headed gem. So I was positive it couldn't have been you. What's it saying? Vile insult. Although, I mean, Phos has to agree with it now, right? Given that they have LaPhos's eyes to see all of their past actions and self. Unintelligent is not inaccurate. I love that we're getting Ventricosis's or Achilliadis's descendant. Ah, that's better. I lost my shell on my way here. Ah, blessed relief. You mentioned your ancestors. So, was the one I talked to 100 years ago the one that came before you? No, you met with Ventricosus, the great ruler who returned from the moon 5 generations before I, Variegatus, took the throne. 5 generations? So they really don't live very long, do they? Oh, it's okay. I'm a little bit sad that Ventricosus is gone. Ah, I see. It looks like my luck is finally starting to change. Now I'll be able to interrogate Sensei again. Variegatus, I want you to tell me something. Certainly. Do you know the old tale that Ventricosus told me about? I can't say that I do. Oh, oops. I'm sorry. I already told you most of the legend. Oh, but I'll try to remember. Silence. An urchin. Urchin? Oh, that was that hilarious account from the Third Reign. Variegatus. I kind of like him. Let's see. Old Tail, Old Tail. Hmm. Oh, is this the passing of days? Still thinking. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. That was not imparted to me. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I should have known it was too good to be true. What are you gonna do now? Go home. Home? Well, I guess, yeah, the bottom of the ocean, but they must know more about what happened to their ancestors on the moon. I was told never to go near the hills. Why? Oh, it's like the opposite of never go into the ocean. Because the gems on the hills are so angry about what happened to your legs, great Phos puppy, that if they find me, they'll tear me to pieces. Oh. Who started that rumor up? If anything, well, I mean, no, I don't think that's accurate. I heard something about a terrible one of your kind. That's who I was thinking of. A white madness who carries 1,000 dismantling tools. A white madness is scarily accurate and pinpoints Rutiel's character exactly. Oh. Oh, is that who you meant? Phos agrees. I was also taught that yours is a land of gorgeous immortals, and indeed you are all equally beautiful. Oh, that's because of Sensei. Oh. When we're born, Sensei takes a chisel and fine-tunes our features. The idea is that because we all have different properties, at least we can all be equal in appearance. Okay. Your sensei is very kind. I don't know about that. So interesting. Equal in appearance. But they're not really all equal in appearance. Well, I guess. So when they start off, they all look the same, but then as they develop their own personalities and discover their talents and all that, they just grow into their own appearance. That is a little interesting tidbit about Sensei. Yeah. It does sound like a kind thing to do, but is it? Already returning them back to the sea. Our Royal Highness Ventricosus regretted deceiving you and took that remorse to the grave. Oh, now I feel bad for not remembering. And so, as the 5th successor to the throne, may I tell the others that I have obtained your forgiveness, great Phos Poppy. Even though I couldn't remember the old story. What? Please, I beg of you. The truth is, it took tremendous resolve for me to come to these hills. Yes, why did they come? I was scared, so I was pacing in the shallows, and a piece of gemstone drifted toward me, so I took it up. So I took it and started pacing again, and then you came, so I panicked and gave it back. Oh, that was the piece of hair. But then I was tired, so I curled up in some coral to sleep, and I was captured. I'm told that I am by far the weakest and least reliable of all our rulers throughout history. So I thought that if I could tell everyone that I returned from the dreaded hills, perhaps I could gain some of their approval. Crick. Ba-king. There we go. Oh, so cute. I bet Phos is just in the feels right now, just thinking about how they used to be the 3.5 that everyone thought was the most useless and the weakest of all the gems. And oh, this is such a great moment of connection and empathy and like a peacemaking between a gem and an admirabilis, who oddly enough also, well, probably not oddly enough, has all these stories, terrible, terrifying stories about the gems from the hills. In the same way that the gems probably have twisted ideas of what the admirabilis are like, you know, ooh, flesh, yucky, and all that. I really liked that moment. Here, if it were me, I would want proof of the forgiveness. It's from the scene where the shell agate connects to me. You can show it to all your people. Phos, thank you ever so much. Huzzah! 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 This is very precious. I will swallow it for safe transport. And then Phos has these like traumatic flashbacks. What does that say? I feel a terrible memory coming back to me. Take care. I will. Splash. I feel like a slug, a lone slug, which is so tiny, would be in so much danger in the ocean. There'd be easy pickings for food. Whatever's out there, if anything is out there. Sigh. Okay, now what? Oh, they've thought of something. It's not a tale per se. Huh? What's happening? But if you would accept a legend that's been handed down among my people, I do know one of those. Oh, they're in their true form. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, here we go, here we go. This planet was once home to animals known as humans. And when the planet lost its sixth piece, they went into the ocean and divided into spirit, flesh, and bone. Okay, that all sort of matches up to what we've already heard. They all transformed to survive. The flesh became my people, the admirabilis. The bone became the stones that inhabit the hills. And the spirit became the Lunarians. The bone became the stones. The stones, kind of like the ones that appear in Phos's dreams, is that what they are? We all came from the same creature. Oh, sorry, and the spirit became the Lunarians. We all came from the same creature. That is why we all look so similar. The Lunarians attack us in their quest to become human again. Will that legend do? Okay, so they're repeating what Ventricosis had said before. Humans. That clicks. I think I've heard that story before. Was I of service to you? And I'm surprisingly not surprised by your highly unlikely transformation. Yep, it's not their first rodeo. Yeah, that's definitely it, thanks. I am successful! If you'll excuse me. Oh yes, my race is still struggling to survive, but we wish to regain our pride and our comrades, so one day we intend to go to the moon. There it is. Phos's ticket to the moon. How though? Do they have a space program? I don't know. It's the way that Variegatus is saying this is as if they already have a way to the moon. Go to the moon. Yes! We haven't found a way to do it yet. Oh. But we are working on a plan to invade the moon. Now I must really be going this time. May I come see you again? Of course, but I might not be here. Oh, what is that? What is that scheming smile on Phos's face? There's no doubt in my mind. Oh, that focus on the heel, like the Antarx ice pick heel. That's an interesting choice. Lapis Lazuli was hinting that I need to go to the moon. But the genius couldn't show me how to get there, hence all the vague clues. That has to be it. It has to. But for some reason, I wish I could get the truth from Sensei. Yep. Oh, is that it? I still love Sensei. That is a really profound thought. Like, there are several ways to get to the truth, and the path of least resistance and the path that would also allow Phos to preserve their respect and love for Sensei is the one where Sensei actually tells them himself and doesn't force them to resort to other methods like going to the moon to find out what that truth is. This is very complicated feelings. Good morning. The things that once lived on this planet, they were humans, weren't they? And if you know about them, that means you've been around since before the humans were split into 3. I mean, I don't know, he could have got it from somewhere else, but yes, that's a pretty logical conclusion. He's pre-Gem, pre-Admirabilis, and pre-Lunarian. I'm surprised you figured that out. And that means, but I am not human. Well, at least we know what he's not. He's some kind of... I can't tell you any more than that. End of chapter 51. It's... Every time Sensei does that, I can't tell you anymore. This is as much as you can know. It's... I can definitely feel Phos's frustration. I know that that he probably does have a very good reason for withholding the information, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. Alright, last chapter, chapter 52, Journey. I'm back with Cinnabar. I wonder if that idiot managed to get anything out of Sensei. I know it's going to sound strange me telling you this, but I'm going to the moon. I love that whenever Phos goes to speak to Cinnabar, it's just straight up out with it. There's no like skirting around the bushes anymore. It's just, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to join me? I asked Sensei everything I could. In fact, I asked everything I wanted to ask, but I couldn't get any of the important answers. I won't get anything else out of Sensei, and I'm not holding out any hope for talking to the Lunarians. The only option left is to go to the moon. Go towards enlightenment. So, you want to come with? I mean, it's be a pretty romantic date, you know, trip to the moon. Yep, nope, Cinnabar's not taking it that way, clearly. Is what I want to say, backpedaling. But the only possible way I can think of to get there is too dangerous. What, is it probably hitchhiking, a ride with when the Lunarians attack and when they run off back to the moon? And I don't know what it's like there, so I want to go check it out first. Phos being very, very considerate scout. I would like to hear your insights when I get back. See you later. Wait a second. That's it? You're going to go to the moon and come back? That's never happened before. There are too many uncertainties. There's no way to predict. Don't go. Oh, my heart. I mean, Phos has done a very many number of things that no gem before them has ever done before. So out of all of the gems, they're probably the one with the best chances. But oh, is that Phos running back to them? I'm sorry. Oh, god damn it. The wind was too strong. I couldn't hear you. I really did come here to get your advice, but you didn't say anything. It was making me nervous. What did you say? Be careful. Sorry, I had to hit something. God, the wind. Fucking wind. Okay. So dramatic always with these two. Oh, Cairngorm will definitely go with them, right? They would never let that pretty head of LaPhos's walk off without them. I was thinking, when we have our next battle, I'm gonna go to the moon. Why? Cairngorm is just so cool about it. I've given up on getting any answers from Sensei. Oh. Okay, leave LaPhos's head here. Wow, wow. Okay. Oh, you're so stupid. Never mind. Take it. I gave it to you. Phos called Cairngorm out on their bluff and won. Take it. Hang on, so take it, I gave it to you. I've heard that 10 times now. Idiot. I've said it at least twice that. And if it's going to work, it has to happen far from the school while Sensei's napping, and when we're the only ones fighting it. I've come up with 2 ways to do it. There's a peaceful way and a forceful way. And LaPhos says, it's a bold and original plan, let's do it. Or that's the feeling I get. Yeah, that sounds like something LaPhos would say. It won't work without your help. I mean, you're already an integral part of the plan. I'll be counting on you. Oh, Cairngorm, hearing that from Phos, but also because LaPhos is technically part of Phos now, it's also hearing it from LaPhos. And that sounds like something that they would have died to just hear from LaPhos. Can you even make it back? Is that what you're thinking? Oh, here we go. Here's all the reasoning out, courtesy of LaPhos. At this point, I can imagine 2 possibilities. The first is the optimistic observation that if I can get there, I should be able to get back. Supremely optimistic, let's say. The other is that if I break after I get to the moon or on the way to a point where I can't move, they'll make me into something else and I'll come back in bits and pieces over time. This is the more likely scenario. As you have surmised from running the convalescent center, no gem has yet had enough pieces returned from the moon to recover, but according to LaPhos, my inclusions seem to excel at symbiosis, which gives me a unique condition that allows me to maintain myself. Does it? I mean, there's got to be a breaking point to that, right? Like, at some point, they'll lose so many parts of themselves that they will no longer be, in any sense of the word, considered Phos. But I don't know. I suspect my inclusions always hated how weak I was at birth. I've lost more than half of my original self, but I'm still me, so I definitely feel like that's true. Oh, okay. That's interesting and very sad. So the reason why they're so adaptable is because they hated the original materials that they had to work with, and so whenever they get something stronger or newer, they just Phos's inclusions just go for it, and like anything is better than the original phosphophylite. Oh, that is so weird because the inclusions are Phos, but Phos is speaking as though they have their own mind and they're able to hate whatever it was the original material that they started out in. God, that's next level self-hate right there. So when I come back, no matter how little of me, then I want to be those pieces to be put back together, even if it means forcing them to attach to some other material. Ask Retail to do that for me. But I am a little worried that they won't want to use 3.5 hardness for their arrowheads. Still, sometimes they use us for psychological warfare. This is such cold, calculated analysis of exactly what it is that these Lunarians will do. And this is them putting their own body on the line, and they're just, again, reciting the possibilities with such a detached manner. It's kind of scary. Are you serious? This is crazy. Is there really a point in doing all that? Yes, we will get some kind of new information. It will probably take time to get everyone back from the moon, but this will definitely be a step in the right direction. Phos the legend, like the legend and a hero, because they are doing it for their insatiable drive towards the truth, but also because they have been so traumatized by the loss of their fellow gems, and that this is the only way that they can think of that will even get them started to recovering the rest of their family. I hope you're not just doing this because you're mad at Sensei. I can't say that's not a part of it, okay? And then there's that too. Or out of sheer curiosity, that too. That too? Ugh. Maybe my unrealistically optimistic conclusions are spurring me on. That's definitely original Phos right there. But if there's any hope, I can't just stand around and do nothing. Besides, this will tell me how far I can go. Go the distance. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. Oh, I love the circle within the moon. Okay. Great placement of speech bubble. Okay. Splash. You know the plan. Oh, okay, alright. Fast forward to Lunarian battle. Yeah. Oh, I remember that move, like the jump off from the katana blade or the glaze in this case. Glaive in this case. Oh, wait. Okay, encase them in the gold alloy so they can't move. May I talk to you for a minute? Gloop. Sweet. Oh, wow. Okay. This is actually happening. Sit. They're talking to each other now. Sit. Oh, it's so... Oh, wow. They're having a full-on board meeting. Does the big one have to have the final say? Foo. Oh, they're Fweet. They're kind of sounding out words now. No. Ack. Wait a second, was Phos doing that too? Oh, okay. Yeah, I just got it. So Phos created those Linnarian coffees. That's why they were practicing how to make those communication sounds. And I guess something got mistranslated along the way. Because they did not like whatever Phos made her replicas say. I guess copying their breathing wasn't the way to go. It didn't make for good conversation. You little... I've had enough of this. Huh? Cairngorm? I should have known. After all you said, you actually like the Lunarians. Oh no, oh no. You're going to betray us. You're just getting in my way. Sit still and let me fight. Hey! Oh no. Oh, this is what I was afraid of, is that the other gems get this idea that Phos is switching sides or is going to, I don't know, yeah, betray. Oh no, oh no. That's a direct hit. Smash. Why, you idiot, why didn't you dodge? Phos? Hey, you're kidding, right? I didn't really mean to. Hey! I didn't smash you too badly, did I? Oh my goodness, this is all part of the plan. Well, not part of Cairngorm's plan, but you were perfect. Come on, get up. We have to get out of here. Rip. Bashum. Yep, they've got him. Phos! Cairngorm is a surprisingly good actor. Oh, okay. They got me. Oh, that was the original plan. I thought... Wait. Okay. Okay, so Cairngorm was definitely in on it. Man, that was... Oh man, all the other gems have to go through the loss of Phos. Even though this time it technically was Phos's choice. So who is that's Bot, and so with Bot it's definitely Zircon and Cairngorm. This is so sad. These are like the last glimpses of their home that they're getting, of all the things and the people and the places that they love. Surreal and Red Barrel, and then Sensei. The bell's going. Cinnabar. Cinnabar. So Cinnabar is the last thing that Phos sees. What are they doing? Are they testing me to see if I'll move? I love this white on black illustrations. It's just such a cool way to show that's on the inside of the sunspot now. We're going to the moon. Oh, it's finally happening. It's finally happening. End of chapter 52. I can't really believe it. Oh man. I feel like I will say this every single time, but things are really starting to heat up now. I bet I'm going to say that next volume as well. Those were an intense couple of chapters, which is why it's so great that we have Land of the Linen Launching. No pillow fights. Puff. What? It's watermelon. Forget Bot. Nepty's just as bad. There's no wind up. You can never tell when that gem's gonna make a move. Benito, can you give us any advice? Huh? I know. Those eyes. Nepty thinks they're a charm. What? Nepty thinks they're a charm point. You can't tell if they're there or not. They open slightly before... Benito! Got him. 40-10. This is bad. They just keep patting their lead. What do we do, Yellow? Benito, we can't see Nepty's eyes from here. Isn't there anything else? Huh? Benito just ratting out Nepty's weaknesses, but not really. I know that bizarro hairstyle Nepty's so fond of. It wriggles a little. Benito! I love how into this linen fight, well, pillow fight that Yellow is. Well, they all are really. So it looks like Board and Nepty are just the OP team and the undefeated champions of linen launching. Alright, translation notes. We can use my head from Cairngorm. As the reader may recall, Cairngorm is a form of quartz. Agate often has layers of quartz in it, so Cairngorm is correct in assuming that this particular material is something that Phos's inclusions are already familiar with. Oh, okay, that explains a lot. Because I thought it was something to do with how Phos knew Cairngorm on a personal level, but yes, that makes much more sense. Very cool. Okay. Just learning so much in this series, it's insane. Aestivation. Yes, I did ask about this, and yeah, I think Showdown 1 gave an answer to this as well. So most of the gems hibernate, which means they sleep in the winter. Because Cairngorm doesn't get to sleep until summer, hibernation is not part of the program. What Cairngorm does is Eastivate, which is sleeping through the summer. Yep. Okay, so hibernating through the hot seasons. Doctor. Sensei calls the Lunarian Hakase, which denotes an expert in their field, like a professor or someone with a doctorate. Since many experts are referred to as doctors in English, we went with doctor over professor. Yeah, I found it weird, that scene where Sensei sort of freezes up and gets almost emotional before saying doctor. It did sound like, yes, it is a general term, but it sounded very personal as well. So I don't know what's happening there. Hopefully we will find out more in the next volume. But yeah, okay, let me gather my thoughts and we'll have a little chat about these few couple of insane chapters. Alright, so the events of these last 4 chapters have finally led us to the point where Phos is being taken to the moon, partly of their own volition, and I say partly because yes, it was their choice to go through with the plan of making it look like Cairngorm had accidentally struck them during the battle and hence provide, I guess, an alibi for them being helplessly carted off by the Lunarians. But also, that decision to go through with that plan was only made after several unsuccessful tries at getting more information from Sensei. And, beyond confirming that he did exist prior to the planetary crisis and prior to the splitting of humans into 3 parts, Phos really didn't get much else from Sensei, and in fact met with a lot of, closed doors. So I guess it was only after feeling that, the peaceful path was locked, and there was no other way to get at the truth, that Phos finally put the foot down to the pedal and was like, nope, the moon is it. This is the only way. And I cannot wait to see, what, I don't know, what is on the, like, we know what is on the moon. There's the Admirables, there's Lunarians. It's just, we don't, the precise details of what actually happens there is going to be fascinating. The other part I really enjoyed was the reunion of Phos with a descendant of Achilles or Ventricosus, and that being a way that Phos was able to recover the story about the humans and confront Sensei about it. I said it before, but the connection between those two, that they shared over having been the weakest of the bunch or like the runt of the litter was a real emotional moment. And I love that Phos broke off a bit of the agate that they'd gotten from Achilles and gave it to Variegatus to take back to their people. It was a nice little ribbon tied on the whole Ventricosus regretting having betrayed Phos to the Lunarians. We also got a bit of Cinnabar this reading, but it all ended in the most Phos Cinnabar way possible, with Cinnabar spilling their guts out about how much they care about Phos, and Phos not hearing any of it at all because they're too far away or because of the wind or whatever. So the dream team did not eventuate, I am sad to report. But I don't know if Phos could have ever come up with any piece of evidence or any reason that would have been enough to convince Cinnabar to go along with him to the moon. I think Phos's invitation was genuine. They really did want Cinnabar to accompany them on this mission to the moon, but the backpedaling that they did afterwards was only because they saw the doubt on Cinnabar's face, and that was just to make Cinnabar feel better, I feel. So, wow, next reading. I wonder how much of it is going to be spent with Phos on the moon, and then how much of it is going to be spent in the Gem Society, showing the aftermath of Phos getting taken. It's tough, but I think, for most of the gems, life would just go on. This is not the first time that they've lost a family member, and everyone will just probably get used to it and go on with their lives. Everyone except Cairngorm, who was the only one who knows the truth about why Phos was taken. So yeah, I really look forward to that. Thank you guys once again for reading Houseki no Kuni with me. It has been a real journey so far, and we are just about to hit the moon. So until we do, guys, take care, and I'll see you all really soon.